Why does Erling Haaland spark so much debate? Is he just a goal machine, or are we witnessing something far more significant? Let's dive in, because what Haaland is doing right now is not just breaking records, it's redefining football. Erling Haaland is the player every team would go to great lengths to have, but the way people talk about him is mind-boggling. They call him a League Two player, criticize his football basics, and claim he could never be the best striker in the world. After winning the treble with Manchester City and competing for the Ballon d'Or against Messi, many said that if Haaland won, it would be the death of football. So why is Haaland one of the most disrespected players in the sport right now? Today, I'm here to change your perception of this guy. Because whether you like him or not, you might just be witnessing greatness. Erling Haaland's resume is already legendary. In his debut Premier League season with Manchester City, he scored 36 goals, breaking the all-time single-season goal-scoring record previously held by Andy Cole and Alan Shearer at 34 goals each. That record stood for nearly 3 decades until Haaland shattered it. He didn't just win the Premier League Golden Boot, he won it in style, outscoring the second-place striker by 8 goals. In his first season across all competitions, Haaland scored 52 goals in just 53 appearances, helping Manchester City secure the treble: Premier League, FA Cup, and Champions League. For context, Lionel Messi didn't reach 50 goals in a single season until his 4th year at Barcelona, and Cristiano Ronaldo didn't hit that milestone until his 5th season at Real Madrid. Haaland did it in his very first season at City, and he's still just getting started. Moving into his 2nd season, Haaland has continued his goal-scoring rampage with 27 goals in 31 games in the Premier League alone. He's well on his way to winning his 2nd consecutive Golden Boot, and he's already tied the record for the most hat-tricks in a single season with 4, a record previously held by Shearer. Only 3 players, Shearer, Aguero, and Kane, have scored more hat-tricks than Haaland, and it took them well over a decade to do it. Haaland has reached this mark in just 2 seasons. Let's not forget his Champions League exploits. At just 24 years old, Haaland has already scored 37 Champions League goals in 33 matches, averaging more than a goal per game. Messi didn't reach this tally until his 58th match, and Ronaldo didn't hit 37 goals until his 69th. Haaland is rewriting the rulebook, making it seem like scoring on Europe's biggest stage is child's play. So why does Haaland get so much hate? It's because he doesn't fit the traditional mold of what we've come to expect from the best players. Football has evolved. Tactical, risk-free football has replaced the individual brilliance of the past. Haaland embodies this new era perfectly. He's not here to dazzle with impossible dribbles like Thierry Henry or shoot from impossible angles like Suarez. He's here to score goals, and he does it better than anyone else. The criticism often comes down to what Haaland can't do. He's not the best at controlling the ball in tight spaces, and he doesn't involve himself in build-up play like Benzema. But ask yourself, does he need to? Haaland's movement, positioning, and physicality are unmatched. His job is simple: get the ball, score the goal. Think about it. In just 2 seasons at City, he's outscored entire teams by himself. That's not something you can ignore, yet critics will still find ways to dismiss him as a tap-in merchant or a system player. But when you score over 100 goals in under 100 games, it's not just about the system, it's about the player. And let's address the elephant in the room. If Haaland was doing this for clubs with massive fan bases like Real Madrid, Manchester United, or Liverpool, would people still criticize him? Probably not. There's a stigma attached to playing for Manchester City, a relatively new powerhouse compared to the traditional giants. People say he's not a big-game player, but that narrative doesn't hold when you look at his performances against top teams like Liverpool, PSG, and Bayern Munich during his time at Salzburg and Dortmund. Since joining City, Haaland has scored crucial goals in matches against Arsenal, Manchester United, and even Real Madrid in the Champions League semi-final. He's faced world-class defenses led by the likes of Virgil van Dijk, Marquinhos, and Raphael Varane, and still found the net. It's not just about goals in smaller leagues. Haaland has consistently performed on the biggest stages against the toughest opponents. Defenders, Haaland has become their worst nightmare. His unique combination of speed, strength, and positioning makes him nearly impossible to mark. Top defenders have publicly admitted they've never faced anyone like him. He's forcing entire defensive setups to change just to contain him. His movement off the ball is elite, his finishing is clinical, and his impact on matches is undeniable. But Haaland's story is bigger than just goals. He's forcing a tactical evolution in football. Managers are now rethinking defensive strategies because of him. His success is driving clubs to scout players who can replicate his physicality and positioning. Haaland isn't just breaking records. He's setting a new standard for what a modern striker can be. In his youth, he was already breaking records. He scored 9 goals in a single match against Honduras in the U20 World Cup, setting a new world record. By the time he moved to RB Salzburg, he had already scored his first 5 Champions League goals in his first 3 matches. These aren't just numbers, they are groundbreaking moments in football history. Haaland is also redefining what it means to be a football star in the social media age. He's relatable, quirky, and doesn't fit the typical superstar mold. He's bringing in a new generation of fans who see themselves in him. He's not the polished, media-trained figure we're used to. He's raw, unapologetic, and exactly what football needs right now. What we're witnessing isn't just another goal-scoring phenomenon. It's a shift in football's narrative. Haaland is at the center of a broader debate. Is football about raw talent, or is it about fitting perfectly into a tactical system? Haaland's rise challenges the old norms and forces fans to rethink what they value in a player. And let's not forget, Haaland is doing all this at just 24 years old. Messi and Ronaldo were phenomenal at this age, but Haaland's numbers suggest he's on pace to reach their legendary status faster than anyone expected. If Haaland continues at this rate, he could very well surpass Messi's and Ronaldo's records in the Champions League, domestic leagues, and international competitions. Erling Haaland is more than just a player. He's a revolution. His impact goes beyond the stat sheets. It's about changing how we view the striker position, how teams play football, and how we define greatness. Haaland's presence forces us to question the status quo of football. He's a disruptor in the purest sense, changing the game with every goal, every hat trick, and every record shattered. So, whether you're a fan or a critic, one thing is clear. We all need to talk about Haaland. Because what he's doing isn't just special, it's historic. And as football continues to evolve, Haaland is at the forefront, showing us all what the future of the game looks like.